Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and we've got a special presentation today. Actually, a new team member, a new Bolivar Live advertiser, a new tourism partner. When she walked in and said, let's talk about advertising, she didn't stop. And so, Beth, I want to thank you for joining in, your input, and you're a new realtor, fairly new realtor down here.
Yes. That's right.
What's your first impression on Bolivar? If there's something that you want people to know that you didn't know when you came down here, what would it be?
How friendly it is. It's friendly. It's a friendly, family, happy place. It's a happy place. It's so friendly.
I always say laid back.
Yeah, it is laid back.
You know,
it is absolutely laid back.
And we just finished up with the Crab Festival here a week ago. And I was sitting in the trailer, the Bolivar Live trailer, working on some stuff, and I started looking at the camera, and I was panning it around, and I was looking at families, or husbands and wives, and it was different from what you see at a lot of places.
It's like going on the beach in the morning.
Yeah.
I walk the beach in the morning, and it's families, little children, and grandpas and grandmas, and it's a lot. It's just so fun.
You never know who you're going to.
You never know.
Bankers down there. I've met contractors. I've met realtors. I've met retirees. It's everything.
And you know what? In the afternoons, makes my heart happy, because I used to be a teacher. I have walked the beach and seen moms sitting on the beach where they're doing their little addition in the sand. So they're doing homework, but they're sitting on the beach and reading. I saw a family, and they all had their books, and they're all doing their little homework, and it's just so fun.
During the pandemic, there were a lot of families that stayed down here, and I got to know one of the families behind the post office that had a couple little girls. They were from Houston, and they had their recess time on the beach, and then they also did science and biology and stuff on the beach, and talked about the shells and did research on the shells and the birds and stuff. And we actually did some classes that I know some school teachers recorded on some history on Bolivar during the pandemic. So
that's very cool.
Let's talk about Beth now.
Okay. Talk about me.
You're from Dallas area, if I'm not mistaken. Married with kids. In fact, I didn't know it, but I met your daughter a couple years ago.
You did.
She goes to A&M. That's a good one. But now you're down here, you're selling homes. What can we expect? What can we expect, or a homeowner or a lister, someone that's going to sell a home from Beth Appleby?
Well, true to Abby's motto, I put people first.
I was going to say, I read the Abby Holiday deal, and let me tell you, they're exquisite. I mean, they are amazing. No matter whether your house is $75,000 or $2.5 million,
it doesn't matter.
It all goes through the same process.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that process starts with the person.
Right.
People first. When you come to me, I'm not counting transactions. Matter of fact, you asked me the other day, oh, how many times did you make top producer? You better figure that out. I went home, I said,
you didn't know?
I don't know. I'm not figuring that. That's not my goal.
Okay.
My goal is when you call me and you say, Beth, I need to sell my house. Beth, I want to buy a house. My goal is to get you your goal. And then so we have that discussion. Well, what do you want? Why are you buying a house?
Okay.
What do you really want out of this house? Because everyone calls and they say, well, I have X number of dollars to spend. That's my budget, and I want this many bedrooms and this many bathrooms. You have to work with them and find out behind that goal. Why are we wanting this many bedrooms and bathrooms? Why do we want to live in this neighborhood? What is our future plan? What do we want to do with this? Get to know your person.
And they may tell you that on the bedrooms, 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, 2-bath or 3-bath. Some people may be doing it for family coming to visit, but down here we have a lot of investors and rental homes, and so someone may be doing that. Well, it's because I want to use it for an investment property, but you
Then we
may
have to
be
talk
able to
about
tell
what-
something.
Yes.
Hey, you can get a 3-bedroom and make a bunk room for the kids and save a little bit, you know, and so I guess you're right.
You have
Finding
to get to
out
know
why.
their goal,
Right.
what they're doing. Same with the selling process. Why are you selling this house? What is your next step? And the nice thing is a lot of times when we ask people what their next step is, because every holiday is so connected, we can help them even if their next step takes them out of Texas,
Right.
someplace else. Where are they going? What are they doing?
Well,
And then
and
we can connect them.
you made another comment to me, and you know, one of the things I noticed when I started getting into learning a little bit about real estate was how you present a home to someone. And for years down here, the realtors just used iPhones.
Yeah,
You know,
you don't want
and-
me to take your. You
Yeah.
Have you ever seen my photos? They're not very good.
But through the process now, new people coming in, computers changing. You said to me the other day, it doesn't matter if it's a $250,000 home or $1.5 million home. I use a professional photographer.
Absolutely.
All my listings get the same treatment.
Absolutely.
And so that meant something to me because a lot of people say, well, I'm only going to make, you know, so and such percent on this house. I'm just going to take photos myself, or I'm not going to promote it over here because it's cheaper over here. But you said every listing I make gets the same treatment.
Absolutely.
And that's, to me, that's a big plus, or a big, you know, knowing how you're going to work for someone.
And you have to remember that everybody's home, whether it's an investment home or their personal home or a family home they've inherited, that's their investment.
Right.
That may be the biggest investment they have. And so I'm going to treat it. It
Get
doesn't
the
matter
most
what
out
the
of
price
it.
tag is. My job is to make sure they get the most out of that
Right.
transaction.
Great.
And they get what they need to move on for whatever their next goal is. That's why I need to know who you are as a person and what your
Great.
goal is so I can get you there.
You're going to see some different shows coming up. We're going to be promoting the beach with Beth. We're going to be promoting homes that she has for sale. We're going to be talking about the market down here. And so you never
We're
know
going to talk about the process too.
the process.
What is the buying process? What is the selling process?
Because
it's gotten a little complicated.
I was going to say, over the last 6 months, it's changed a lot
changed
here
a lot.
on who gets what and how they're getting paid and who's paying this and what most people are doing. And so I'm excited about it. We're going to start out on Tuesday evenings at 7 o'clock. And then we may tweak it and move it around a little bit, depending on what we see on numbers for getting out. But I'm happy to say that Beth Appleby's here. She's a big part of Team Bolivar. She's a bigger part of the tourism partnership. And we're happy and want to thank her for that. Jumping on board, new down here, 2.5 years probably.
Just two.
2 years
2 years.
down here. But she's going full force ahead, I can tell you that. So, Beth, thanks for joining us
you.
today. We'll be back next Tuesday with another show with Beth Appleby talking something Bolivar. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye. Video equipment is sponsored by Crystal Beach Decor and More, located at 1959 Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas, and Beachy Beatnik Boutique and Jewelry, located at 970 Surfside and Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas. Thank you to these two businesses for being our 2025 video equipment sponsor for Bolivar Live.